All right, guys. Well, it's later in the evening. It's what, 6, almost 7 o'clock, and the heat's been excruciating. But we got the sides all framed in and done. I got one lattice cut and sized. I got to replace a couple of little guys there, but it's coming along. The next project that I started was what I'm calling leaching water. I used hose water and filled this 5-gallon bucket and this tote here, and I left it out in the sun all day to evaporate some of the different chemicals and gases, chlorine, fluoride, you know, all that fun stuff that the city puts in your city water. And so I'm doing that. It's been out here for, oh heck, probably 6 hours or so. Longer than that because I started it before noon. But I got that done, and now it's just sitting here leaching. And we had to take a break because it got so hot and have some lunch. So now the next project, and I know everybody's going to be like, what in the world is this? Okay, well, this used to be the old aquaponics tower. And there's the pump. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to take this apart now that I've scrubbed it out. That's all the residue. I got to clean the pump here. You can see it's been in water and seasoned all year round. Even in the winter it was outside. It still works. So I got to figure out how to take that little clasp off and take the PVC. Actually, it's not PVC, it's PEX. PEX. It's water line for your house, but it's something like that. But I got to take that little clamp, little silver clamp off. I'm pretty sure Ben has a tool for that. So I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to use this water pump for my drip irrigation system. Now, my thoughts are that I'm going to, at first I thought that since all of these plants here have to go here, I thought, okay, well, I'll dig a hole, put a bucket there, and that way when I drip water all of the crops, then the excess will drain out the bottom of the pots and into a bucket, and then have that pump it all the way back up into the big water barrel back there. But with all this digging and moving dirt, I've decided I don't think I really want to dig a hole, so I'm going to try it a different way. I'm going to I'm thinking, as long as I got enough plastic, that is, I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a little shelf under in front of this lattice, and I'm going to plastic in the shelf. So the bottom of the shelf will have plastic all around it, and that will hold all the drainage water, and I will put the pump in the bottom of that shelf, kind of like a pool, and it will then still go ahead and drain all the water from the bottom, because we're on a slant here, or yeah, it's a slant. So I'll just put the pump at the bottom, and that way we'll run the pump through and up back into the water barrel. So that way we're getting all the nutrients from the excess runoff. That's my thought process. I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. I'm not sure if I have enough plastic to create a system like this. But, so I got to do some measuring and figure that out. But that's my thought process for now. I also filled a bunch of pots back here in the shade tent. And these were pots that we got from one of the big box stores that actually had marigolds in them. And so, let's get this opened up a minute. As you can see, it's still hot because I still have my sweat rag on keeping me cool. But there are some of the extra pots that are empty. These are pots I just put soil in. So I'm going to dampen this soil, and then I'm going to plant marigold seeds in here. And then, just like all the other pots, I will go ahead and put some vermiculite on them, on the top of them, so that the seeds can start to germinate. Because what we're going to do with all those marigolds, if you've caught any of my previous videos, you will know that we're going to line the front yard, or front arch, with marigolds. And if you see here how pretty those marigolds are, I guess I gotta walk forward a little so you can see them. See how pretty those marigolds are, and they really stand out? So I'm thinking all these pretty orange and red marigolds would look really good in the front yard at that arch, right in front of the tomato trellis. So that's what my thought process is, and my plans. So that's what we know so far. Let's see, what else was I going to tell you today? Oh, look at you. I'm just walking by analyzing things because we've been so busy. The only thing I've really been keeping an eye on today are the cucumbers and the pumpkins to make sure we don't have a pest yet. So far they're doing good. I have to check them again because I haven't checked them in a little while. So I just got to watch them. I might have to put them back in the shade tent until I get the box filled with dirt and get it level. But apparently, as I'm walking by here, hello, little pepper. Isn't that cute? And that is a Grand Bell sweet pepper. And look at those flowers. Aren't those so pretty? I think those are really pretty in the front yard. So, we got bell peppers going. Everything's going. I've even got, I haven't done an update in a couple of days on all of this stuff. I've got some little greeny beanies. They are growing and flowering. You can see all the flowers, all the little greeny beanies. I still have to start some more of those so that we can have more than just a couple. But it's a work in progress. Down here you can see a whole bunch of the peppers everywhere. We got more peppers over here starting. We got more peppers over here. All the jalapenos are looking good. All of the, oh, look there. Oh yeah, I haven't been out here today. Chili peppers. These are my chili red hot peppers. So those are starting to grow. The tomatillos, well, this plant still has not gotten anything pollinated, but as you can see over here, this one is full of food, so that's exciting. And we'll just go, these are more peppers. You can see them in there starting to go. There's some more jalapenos. Jalapeno on a stick. And I want to show you this. These are so beautiful. Look at there. These are my tangerine nasturtiums. And this one bloomed yesterday. But these are blooming. And there's another one getting ready to open up. These are blooming now. And the nasturtiums are actually edible. I'm not growing them to eat them, although I might try to put some in a salad because I grew them for the beauty. And then, remember I told you guys I wasn't for sure what this is. And I'm still not quite sure. This is one of the seeds that I tossed in here with that rose bush. And the rose bush stem here is dead, but it did put off a new growth. And these are the pretty little flowers. I want to say these are like a sweet pea or something. I don't remember. And I forgot to look at the packages, but the plant over here I had last year that I kept calling a bleeding heart apparently isn't a bleeding heart. Because if you guys remember, the plant in the front yard with my irises, which I'll show you, they are the same exact thing. Oh, and the blooms just closed up. Darn it, it got dusk. I was going to show you the pretty little blue blooms that they pop off, but it looks like they're all closed. There's a little glance of it. They're really pretty bluish purple. And they're growing good, and that's the same plant that I've been calling a bleeding heart. So, I do have the package for this. And I do know that one of the seeds I did start was a sweet pea. I just don't know which one of these it is. I think it's the first one I showed you. I don't think that this one here is a sweet pea. But I know it's not a bleeding heart because I have a package of seeds. So we've got so much going on. And I wanted to show you over here the progress. We've got beautiful bell peppers. They're almost ready to be harvested. And then if we go around this way, our beefsteaks are starting to go. These are getting really big, if you can see down there. These are like huge. And so are these beefsteaks. And like I said, they're almost palm size. So they're pretty awesome. So far, we've had really good luck. And I haven't experienced or seen any of the, what are they called? Horntails? Now, there's a tomato hornworm, that's what it's called. Tomato hornworm. We have not experienced any of that. I think part of it has to do with the onions that I've got in here, along with the marigolds and these teeny tiny Thai basil that still aren't growing very much. I did prune them a bit, but I think that between the onions, the marigolds, and the basil, it has made a difference and an impact because we haven't had any tomato hornworms. Keep our fingers crossed that we don't curse ourselves now, but I'm very excited about that. So that's a quick update. And later I'll try and do some more. I gotta try and see if I can't get this dirt dry a bit, because right now it is sludge. So I have it all uncovered, had it uncovered all day, letting that sun beat down on it a little bit to get it dried up and have some of the water evaporate. And yes, I tell you all the time, Mother Nature does not like to be naked. No, she does not. But I cannot get Mother Nature working with me if I can't lift it. So it has to dry a bit. And this is actually really fertile soil, really good soil. So I'm not too worried about losing much of the nutrients. I got bit by a mosquito already. But I'm not worried about losing much of the nutrients, because once we get everything in here, nothing is going in this topsoil anyways. And all of the pots and everything has natural fertilizer and good soil in it. Along with the water I've been using is out of the 2 water barrels, which is rainwater and the compost tea water out of the towers. So the only thing I do have to water tonight is going to be the towers, because they have not gotten enough rain. They're a lot bigger, so it takes a lot more to keep them wet and have everything go ahead and thrive. And to show you, you can see some of it's pretty droopy because it needs some water, and a lot of it's bolting. But everything looks really good so far. And oh, there's that silly old little butterfly again. There he is. I seem to have quite a few of those around lately. And in here, guys, are more purple bell peppers. So